Hey, it's Diana of Cauldron and Craft. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a few months since I did my Practical Magic kitchen makeover. I think I did it back in September, and I'm still super happy with how it turned out. And I added decorations for the holidays, and that was really fun. But now I think I want to add a little more whimsy to the kitchen. I have two finished cross stitch projects from the book Magical Cross Stitch. I have this called Gathering Basket, and this one I think is called Witch's Shelf or Witch's Collection. And for this one, I knew probably about when I was halfway done with it that I wanted to put this up in the kitchen above the window. And I got this gorgeous frame from Etsy that fits it perfectly. I think it's a vintage frame. And so I'm in love with this. I love how the warm wood just works with the black Ada cloth and the neutral, like the earthy tones of the actual pattern. So I want to put this above the window up here. And as I was looking at this, I thought that the rest of this space up here would look really empty with just this above the window and then my two prints on either side. So I think I'm going to go thrifting for some more knickknacks to go up above this area of the window. Of course, I did consider using my other cross stitch project as one of the things that I put up there, but I didn't want to turn that whole space into a cross stitch display, partly because this is a lot smaller of a piece, and I think being up there it would just kind of get lost. And this is actually still on the hoop that though it has like a wooden look to it, but it's just the hoop that I cross stitched on. So one of the things I've also considered, in addition to thrifting some new pieces, is to do some rearranging with my gallery wall that's up in my office and maybe put this up in the office and take down something that's up there and use it as one of the pieces that I decorate up here with. But I need to get a frame. So I need to get a 5x7 frame for this. And some other things I'm looking for. I would like a shelf to go here on the wall. I would hang it with command strips, which is how I hung this shelf. And this could stay here, my wooden cutting board, but it could also not, depending on what kind of shelf that I find. So I need to measure for this shelf and see to make sure that if I find a shelf that it would fit in this space right here. And then I would also be looking for some little things to go around maybe the top of this door and around this little mini gallery wall that I did in that Practical Magic video. I think I could add a few more things up to the top. So basically just overall looking for some new pieces. So I'm going to be taking this opportunity to check out some thrift stores that I've never been to. There is this stretch of road in an Atlanta suburb that has like 5 thrift stores, like all on this road within a relatively small space, like not a mile or anything like that, but it's a few miles, but it's all on the same road. And only one of those thrift stores is a Goodwill. And 3 of the thrift stores I've never been to. I've been to the Goodwill and one other one. So I plan on driving all the way out to the farthest one and then just hitting each one on the way as I go and seeing what I find. And I want to take you along with me. So let's go thrifting. Okay, I'm at the second thrift store. The first one, the farthest one out, it looked like it wasn't open. It looked kind of abandoned. It had the sign on the outside, and it's listed on like Google Maps, Apple Maps as a business, but it just didn't look open, even though the little sign on the wall said it should have been open today. So I'm at the second thrift store. This is one that I've never been to before, so let's see what they have. far, I'm striking out. I mentioned that the very first thrift store I went to was closed, looked like it maybe didn't even exist. Then the second one I went to, I found one thing that might work, which I'll show later, but I also had a mishap there that I'll also explain later that kind of ruined that whole thing. And then the third one I went to, I didn't even film inside because it was so small and they had very little housewares. Like it was just a few glasses and that was it. And I'm not looking for clothes, but I just kind of glanced at a couple things and they were all Shein clothes. So my original plan was to stay on this one highway where there were thrift stores like boom, 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 boom. And having been to 3 and I've not had very much luck at all, I decided to veer off that main street and go to this antique store it was right off of the main highway and see what they have there. Never been here before. The outside looks really cute. I had to drive by it to find a parking spot, but let's see what they have in the antique store. Okay, I just left Goodwill. I actually forgot to film in there. It was kind of crowded, so I was like trying to keep from bumping into people. But I did find one thing that I think will work for my kitchen decorations. So I have one more thrift store left that I was gonna go to, and depending on how that goes, I might add to my day and try some other thrift stores or antique stores. So let's go. I had a lot more luck at this thrift store. They had just tons of stuff. Their houseware section overall was just bigger and fuller than every other place that I've been to. And this was supposed to be my last place, but I think I'm gonna go to one more place. I saw another thrift store on the map nearby, not on this main road, so I'm gonna be going off the main road again. But I just wanna see one more place and try my luck. Oh my goodness. That place was enormous. It has 2 floors. I probably could spend all day just in that one place, but I was just so exhausted that I just finished. Whew, I think I got everything. I think. I need to revisit my list. But now I'm going home and I will film a little haul of the things that I got for the kitchen little update. But then I got a bunch of other stuff too, like a desk chair. Oh gosh, I'm tired. I'm so tired. It's been like 4 hours. I've been thrifting for 4 hours between like going into stores and driving between the stores. So I'm ready to go home and I'll see you there. Okay, I'm home for my thrifting adventure. So let's go through everything I got, which I got a lot. I had an intention of sticking to my list, which was specifically things for my kitchen refresh. But there were some things that I saw that I just couldn't pass up. The first thing, like I mentioned, is this desk chair. Well, pretty much everyone in my house needs a new desk chair. I've been using the same desk chairs, I'm using quotes here, since COVID started and I started working remote. I'm basically using a dining room chair with a cushion in it, and it's really starting to bother me. Like I'm getting leg pain and stuff like that. So um, I saw this chair at the last place for $18.99. It's a Serta brand. I need to wipe it down. It needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but it's super comfy. And Derek also needs a new desk chair, so I might end up giving this one to him, but it just depends. We'll see. I'm gonna go store by store and what I got from each store. So the first store technically was the one that I guess doesn't exist. So then the first place I went to, the second store, the first one that actually I was able to go into, the only thing I found that I think would be good for my refresh is this copper pan. And I was on the fence, and I'm still a teeny bit on the fence because it's very pink. Um, I kind of got that feeling when I was in the thrift store with it, but it's so thick and heavy that like it feels like a really good quality pan. And I really like the design, like it's really unique. And it's just darker and pinker than the other copper pans that I have hanging on the side of the cabinets. So that's why I'm a little on the fence, because do I want this other metal color, this very pinkish color? And maybe I'll hang it up there and see how I feel about it. I've kind of like held it up to see if I'll like it or not, but I liked it enough to not pass it up, but we'll see if it actually makes the cut into the final what I end up styling. The next thing that I got at that thrift store are these, or it looks like one big curtain maybe. Yeah, it's like this brocade like leaf pattern. Um and it seems like it's supposed to be maybe like a curtain because it has a channel at the top and the bottom. So maybe it's supposed to be for like a glass door. But I just like the brocade. I feel like it would be good for a sewing project if I wanted to make some kind of costume out of it, or even to hang it as a tapestry somewhere. So couldn't pass that up. And then for the mishap, in a recent video, I mentioned that I wanted to make a terrarium, and I found this jar with a lid that I thought would be perfect to build a terrarium in. This like it's a perfect size to be like a beginner terrarium. It had a lid, and I paid, and she put it in a bag. And and the counter was really high, so like I'm a tall person, and I had to reach up like up here to get my stuff down. And as I was turning, I was like holding the jar like this in the bag and trying to maneuver my cart, and I turned and the lid just slid off onto the floor and broke. And I'd already paid for it. And so now I have this giant jar with no lid, and who knows if I'll be able to find a lid. I'll have to research that, but I don't know what I'm going to do with this in the meantime. So, mishap number one, this was not my only mishap for the day. Next thrift store is one I didn't even film in. Didn't find anything in there. The next one, so I went to the antique store. Didn't buy anything in there. I was close on one plate, but I couldn't pay that much money for it. So then I went to Goodwill, and at Goodwill I found this plate. It's cast iron, I'm pretty sure. It's actually has like some rust around the edges of the details, and I just thought it was so pretty. And it has like a shell pattern around it, and it looks like it might have, well, it had like these little felt stickers on it for like feet, but it also has a hole in the center. Like maybe it was part of maybe a tiered stand, and this was the bottom tier. But either way, I thought it was beautiful, and I've considered cleaning it, but I also kind of like the rust because it makes like a patina, and you can actually see the details on the outside of the plate. And because the bottom is flat, I can slap a command strip on it, stick it up on the wall. So this is definitely going to go on the wall above the prints and to flank the cross stitch pattern. Also at Goodwill, I found this like tray for your lap for when you're sitting in bed, like a breakfast in bed kind of tray. Felt like I couldn't pass that up. I found this bag. I'm normally a backpack person, but I like to have a bag just in case, like I don't want to use a backpack, like if I'm going somewhere a little bit nicer, which this isn't like a fancy bag by any means, but I just thought it was really cute, and it was in really good condition. This was $9.99. Then I also saw this pet carrier, which I literally just said to Castor last night, we needed to get a new pet carrier because we have 3 cats and technically only 2 carriers for them. Because when Jupiter was small, we had a soft-sided carrier for him, and that's what we moved. When we moved, he was small enough to still go in that soft carrier, but now that he's an adult cat, we didn't have 3 hard-sided carriers. And it was just the craziest thing. Like I literally said to him last night, we need to get another carrier in case we need all 3 of them to be in their carriers. And then I saw this at Goodwill, and it was $7. And it was kind of sad because it was with a lot of other pet stuff, and that it just makes me sad when I see pet stuff in Goodwill, because that means someone gave up their pet stuff for some reason. The 4th, 5th, 6th, I don't even know which one I'm on now. The next place I went to, I had a lot of luck in that one, both for things for the refresh and just stuff in general that I found. The first thing is this acupressure mat. Sorry if that sound was horrible. This acupressure mat. So I've wanted to try a Shakti mat forever, but I could never pay the $100 for it and know if it was going to work or not. And apparently you can buy knockoffs on Amazon, and I'm pretty sure this is a knockoff version. I'm not going to take the whole mat out, but it has these little spikes, and you lay on it to get like stress relief. It's supposed to relieve pain, and I just think it's really interesting. So I'm pretty sure this is the knockoff version you can get on Amazon for like $30, but I got mine for $4. And it has the mat and it has a little pillow, so I want to try it and see how I like it. I caught this on camera the moment that I saw this vase and immediately grabbed it and put it in my cart, because this is the exact same vase that I bought from Goodwill several years ago. And actually I saw it in Goodwill and I didn't buy it originally, but I kept thinking about it because of the shape of it and the color. This exact color green is just so pretty to me that I went back to Goodwill to buy it like a day or 2 later, because I kept thinking about it. And last year at some point since we moved, it got broken. I was out of town for work, and Derek called me and said, your vase broke. And it was because I had it on the fireplace mantle as like part of the decorations in there, and it got knocked over and it broke. So the insanity that I found the exact same vase in another thrift store in another state, because our first one was in Tennessee, is just crazy. And I was so enamored by this vase that I tried to look it up, like Google image search it, and because it's this very specific green, and on the bottom it says Isabel, like Isabel. So I feel like it's from something, but it's not popular enough for me to be able to find it in searching. Maybe I'll try to search again, but yeah. Crazy, crazy, crazy. The first thing I actually picked up in that thrift store was this frame. I had not had any luck with frames all day, which is so crazy, but I needed a 5x7 frame to put that other cross stitch pattern. And I finally found what I think is a perfect frame. It's like a dark wood color, and I think it will be a nice contrast to that specific pattern. I got these two frames as well. They're like this gold tone, and I don't know exactly what I'm going to put in them yet, but I thought that the gold trim would be really cute somewhere in the kitchen because I don't have as much of this color in there. So I have those. And I think I filmed when I picked this up. It's this little heart decor. I thought this was going to be cute somewhere hanging up on the wall because it's almost like a flower, but it's hearts. I got this little cast iron pan that I think would be cute on the wall somewhere. And then I also got this little jar that came with a little spoon. It has a cork lid. I feel like I'm doing ASMR lid sounds. And it came with its own little spoon, and it has a handwritten label that says green tea powder. So I'll need to soak this off, but I just thought this was so adorable and cute for a witchy kitchen. The final thrift store that I had to drive, it was a bit of a hike to get there, but it definitely was worth it because I got this chair. I also found the shelf that I was looking for, and it's the perfect length, but I don't like the color. But because I had not seen any other shelves at all, I feel like I had to get it. So this one needs some work. I need to take off these little things on the back because I'm going to put command strips on it, like down here and across here to hold it up. And it needs to be able to sit flush to the wall, and these will prevent that. So, and it has screws. I'll just unscrew them. And then when it comes to the color, I don't want to buy a whole bunch of supplies. So I think I might try to gel stain this. I have gel stain that I've used for another project, but yeah, so happy I found the shelf. And I mentioned that I could have spent all day in that thrift store, and I am not exaggerating. The first thing I found that I picked up actually was this silver butter thing. It's for butter. So they used to put butter inside, and actually even has the glass dish. So to me, this is the craziest thing, is the silver looks like it's in pretty good condition. I need to take this tape off of it, but then it also has the glass dish that the butter goes in. It's not just an empty silver thing. Like, oh my gosh, like it feels like a steal that I found this for $12.99, I think. Now I will say that the prices at this last thrift store were higher. For example, that giant jar that I found, I saw the exact same jar at the last thrift store for like $20. And I only spent $12 total of all three things that I bought at that first thrift store. So I didn't rebuy it because I was going to spend $20 on it. But these prices were a little bit higher than the other thrift stores I had gone to. But they had really good stuff. And then I also got this silver gravy boat, which I don't have a gravy boat, but also I hadn't even found the shelf yet, but I was envisioning putting this on the shelf as like a little holder of things. I think the handle is really gorgeous. The shape of it is just beautiful. So I envisioned a spot for this before I bought it. I didn't just grab the silver because I saw it. They had some other really beautiful silver pieces in there though. I got this little bag that had these two bottles in it with cork, which they're plastic. I didn't realize they were plastic. I thought they were glass. Well, this one's glass. This one's plastic. Okay, weird. Again, cork bottles, always a good choice for a witchy kitchen. And then I found this little frame, which the sticker's covering it, but it's like this really pretty floral. Oh, the sticker's actually coming off. Kind of clean. $4.99. This frame might actually be silver. I think I might leave it with the patina. But yeah, it's this really pretty vintage frame and this little miniature floral. And then the last mishap of the day. So I was going to check out and I wanted to get this desk chair, and there was a sign that said to ask an employee for help with furniture. So I did not wheel it over myself. I put all my stuff on the counter. He started ringing it up and I said, "There's a chair I want to buy." And we walked over there. He wheeled it over, and someone else had come to stand at the counter while we were away from the counter, and he put his stuff on top of my stuff. It was like some pants. And the cashier said, "Oh, let me finish ringing her up first." And he was like, "Okay." So when he pulled his stuff down, his pants, it pulled down my thing, which was this wooden decoration, which I think is beautiful. And it broke, because of course it did. And I don't even know if the guy said he was sorry. I think maybe he did say he was sorry. And I said, "Well, if I can put it back together, then I'll still buy it." And he was, of course, the cashier was really apologetic. I mean, it was only, was it $6, $7? Maybe I should have asked him to take it like half price or something. But it does look like I'll be able to glue it. So I'm holding it together now, and I feel like you can see the crack, but it's not too obvious. And I feel like if I super glue it, then it'll be okay. Because this matches another thing in my kitchen already. My little recipe book holder is like this exact pattern, and I felt like I had to have it. And it's beautiful. So I'm gonna glue it back together and hang it up on the wall. So yeah. And I even told the cashier, this is the second time it's happened to me today, that I was buying something and it broke. So, but I mean, things happen and it is what it is. But yeah, that was my last thing. So now I need to start styling and figure out how I'm going to stain this shelf. So let's do that. it's the next day, and as you can see, I did end up getting everything put up last night. I ended up going with this little shelf that I had before with the little bottles, the little witchy bottles, to fill in this little section. And on that section, I got my new little wooden decor, and I got that little teeny tiny wooden cutting board, charcuterie board. I pulled it from over there and put it over here, and I put that little heart decor over there. The one thing that I have not been able to do is the shelf yet. I said, I don't want to get new supplies because I had some gel stain. Well, I realized that gel stain takes 24 to 48 hours to cure, and I just didn't want to deal with that. So I already had to go to Home Depot today, so I picked up some spray paint. I got this Bear spray paint in the color Deep Espresso, and I've sprayed my shelf, and I think it is a gorgeous color. I'm going to try to pick it up without messing it up. I think the color has turned out beautifully. It is the exact kind of rich color that I wanted. The only thing that would have been more perfect is if it had been an actual wood shelf, but it has rained all day today, and I've given this several hours to dry, and it's dry it's like touch dry, where I can touch it and I'm not leaving fingerprints, but it's not like cured to the point where when I put the pressure on it that I need to put on it to make it stick to the wall, that it's not going to mess it up. I'm not confident of that yet. So I want to be 100% sure that it's cured and good to go before I put it up, because it's currently perfect. Like, I think I did a good job spray painting it. It took 2 coats to get like an even covering, but you can kind of imagine, I'll kind of try to simulate it. So it's going to go about right here, and I'll style it to make it look really cute. And I'll have to show that in a future video. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And let me know in the comments if you are doing any thrifting these days. Add some more whimsy to your home. I certainly love how it definitely adds height. So one thing I didn't mention in the very beginning of the video is that because the walls are white and the ceiling is white, it was almost like it was just flat above the window. Everything was just flat. But now with these extra decorations up here, it adds like so much height to this room, and it makes it feel so much taller, even though it's still the same size room. And it just draws the eye up so much more. So just in the last 24 hours since I got this done, when I've come in the kitchen, it makes me smile. And that's the whole point of whimsy and decorating your home in ways that you like it, dopamine decor. So thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this, please consider giving it a thumbs up to let other people who might enjoy it find the video. And I'll see you next time.